So you can see how parish action planning works in practice. Then the environment, about sustainable land management. Agricultural staff, the agriculture extension workers, when you're planning your activities under the agriculture extension system, what you're going to do should be placed under the environment. For example, if it is sustainable land management, because that's environmental management. Then Pillar 5, community mobilization and mindset change. They talked about holding barazas. You have to put them in the plan. How many barazas are you going to hold in this financial year, in the other one, over a period of 5 years? So that whatever you are going to do is written down, is documented. The people who went to assess in Butambala and Hoima were saying that people did these things, but they are not documented. How did you know that they did them, yet they were not documented? What was the evidence? What was the means of verification? Whatever we do, we should document. Or whatever we are going to do, we should document. For purposes of monitoring, evaluation, learning, relearning, and making the necessary adjustments for better performance. And also accountability. Then, governance and anti-corruption. What, as a parish, are you going to do under that component? And you can see that is Pillar 7, governance and administration. So, after identifying those priorities, the priorities have to be spread along a period of 5 years, because you cannot do everything at once. As Dr. Katendo was telling us, under Musevenomics pillar of logic, what do you begin with? When do you do it? So you specify 25, 26, 26, 27, 27, 28, 29, 30, the quantities that are going to be achieved. What are the targets? So you can see this document cannot be done really without your input as focal point persons and also as planners at district level. You have to intervene and help the parish chiefs. So this is the 5-year matrix. Now, this one is followed by risk analysis. As a parish, we are planning to shift this health center. What are the most likely factors that will deter us from achieving it? What shall we do in case this happens? That is risk analysis. The potential risk, how will it manifest? What is the mitigation measure? And who is the responsible stakeholder? Now, for example, limited funding, failure to get the anticipated funds from government, e.g. PDM funds, or in any case the 25% share of local revenue. So for them, they said they will mobilize the communities for any kind contributions where the law allows, or even where they have the capacity. And it is the parish council which will be responsible. That is what they decided. Mobilize the funds from other sources like NGOs, seeking technical assistance from the district engineer in case the construction is too complicated to be completed successfully by the sub-county staff. So those are some of the, that's the matrix for risk analysis. Now, you can close this. You have seen the 5-year parish action plan that every parish must have. But it begins with the spear. Without the spear, you cannot know the current status. And therefore, you cannot be able to plan rationally. Then, another component which you should have is the PTC, and the last one is the CBF. I will not go into that. Doctor will talk about it. tomorrow. So, we've seen this. You should have a SPEAR report. You should have a Parish Action Plan. You should have a PTC, a Practical Training Center, and you should have 2 community-based facilitators. These things will enable you implement PDM activities efficiently. But what do we employ when we are doing all these 4 things we have talked about? First, the 7 pillars of the Ugandan economic management approach. In one word, it is what? Musevenomics. For me, technically, I can avoid that word by saying the 7 pillars of Ugandan economic management. Now, first is rationality and logic. You should use the SPEAR. Collect data, release the report on the SPEAR, depend on it to plan appropriately. 2, reasonability. Don't try to implement interventions that will not work in your parish. Do something that is practical and fair. Don't start pushing people, for example, to grow onions in your parish, yet you know very well that onions cannot grow in that parish. That is not practical and it is not fair to the people. So something that is not practical, something that is not fair, is regarded as unreasonable. So you should apply reasonability according to the resources that you have, the local problems, and the people's needs, the people's aspirations. How will you know the people's needs if you don't consult them? That's why we have village consultative meetings. Realism and adaptability. The problems we have, let's not overlook them. Let's not underestimate them. Let's not ignore them. Let's not assume that everything is okay, yet there are problems. Instead, we should guide the people to identify their problems and work together to seek practical solutions for those problems, rather than waiting for external help, which may not come in time, even if it comes. Creativity and innovation. Can you arrange the locally available material and resources to solve the problems in the parish? Can you sit with the people, become creative, become innovative, and see how you can achieve efficiency? Resilience, we talked about this. Sovereignty, self-determined development. These people, as you guide them through parish action planning, please don't make decisions for them. They reserve the mandate to decide on their own. The law says that you should be able to allow people to make their own decisions in accordance with the law. You know the Local Government Act. It gives autonomy. It gives the authority to the people to decide for themselves what is good for them and what they want, especially for their development. Now, for us, we just guide. We facilitate them technically where they are getting off the law, or even technically, then we bring them back, but let them make their own decisions. Inclusivity, for example, under PDM, you know those ratios: 30 women, 30 youths, 10 people with disabilities, 20 men, how many elderly? 10. That's inclusivity. An example. All the people in the parish should benefit from government programs. But also, inclusivity is about everyone should be able at least to contribute to the economy of the country. Let them go into the money economy, then they start contributing to the revenue of this country. So once you give them, you are building their capacity to contribute to this economy, rather than leaving them behind there. So consider all these pillars, the way they are 7, as we implement all PDM activities. Then we have seen how we apply the 12 principles. In the Parish Action Plan, you have seen those subheadings. Under each principle, what are you going to implement? Okay? So that we are logical, we are organized. So, the good thing is that the SPEAR, we have already talked about it, but practically, what steps do you follow to generate the SPEAR? First of all, it is system-based. So where is the system? How do we do it practically? First and foremost, study the Ugandan government economic management pillars and principles. In simple terms, learn the pillars and principles of Musevenomics so that you are equipped. When you talk to your people, then you're speaking from an informed point of view. Okay? We are now on the 6 steps to generate the SPEAR. Now, after learning them properly, you'll be able to talk to the people. Then 2, prepare the personnel database for creation of local government statistics app accounts. The person scrolling, I want you to click on that link, annexes under number 2. Details for onboarding onto the local government statistics app. Because you have to prepare this before your boss comes to your district. This Excel sheet has the name, the parish or ward, the NIN, and the phone number. The IT people will depend on this to create accounts for the staff that will capture the data that will be used to generate the SPEAR. So if you don't have, because it is in form of an APK, for those who have used these systems, they send you an APK, you install it, you have a username and a password. You can close that, so you prepare it in advance. Step 1, we've understood the pillars and principles of Musevenomics. 2, we have prepared the database for the staff that will be involved in data capture and analysis. Then, the 3rd step, you have to invite. You have to invite the people to train you. Invite you, boss, please. You are required to come to this district to train us. You open that again. Let's go practical. You, boss, later. An example. Because it's not a secret. Someone can say, but hey, doctor, you think we don't know how to write letters. But let's look into that, so that we can see the wording. And because for the first time, this is a kind of letter where you write dictating, saying that for me, I want you to come and train us on this particular date. If you don't do that, you boss will not know when to come. And it will not come. You had zoomed very well. Zoom it properly. So you specify the date when you want UBOS to do what? To come. Address to the executive director, UBOS. Like this one referred to the circular of 27th January 2025 from the PSST. She said in that circular, they talked about the SPEAR. They also talked about the system, and we think it is now already developed. So can you please come and train us so that we are able to make the SPEAR? And please, we would propose you come on this date, from this date to that, to the other. Then, of course, the focal point person, you keep on coordinating with you, boss, to make sure that this happens. Who is trained? The parish chiefs and town agents, the CDOs, because they have accounts, the district planner, who supervises all of them. Those people have to be trained. And you, as the focal point person, you have to be there so that you understand the processes and be able to guide the rest later when your boss has left. You can close that. This was the case of Ruchiga. They have done it. Then, 2, conduct the training. Your boss responds to your invitation. Click on the letter, and it comes, not on the letter, on the picture. It comes and trains you for 2 days. The first day is in the classroom like this, because they are onboarding you, they are taking you through the questionnaire step by step. Then the next day, you go to the field with the tablet and collect data from a village so that they know that, they confirm that you have understood what to do practically. So, next, you go and collect the data in the field using a tablet, all the parish chiefs and town agents and the CDO. Now, whatever is collected is automatically organized into a SPEAR report, which we have already seen the structure of. Next slide, please. So these are the 6 steps to get the what? The SPEAR. I have heard that if you don't submit the SPEAR, there are repercussions. Your budget framework paper is not going to be accepted. Now, those are things that we must pay attention to if we are to do our job properly. Next. So we've understood how to make the SPEAR. State of the Parish Economy and Asset Register. Some people here have already finished. Okay? But those who have not yet done it, you're going to embark on it. Please, project. Now, from here, we are going to see, having generated, okay, what happens after collecting the data? The district planner is able to click and generate the SPEAR for each and every parish. He will click, and this is sub-county X, and under sub-county X in the Excel sheet, there is a parish 1, parish 2, parish 3, and each parish is able to go inside and pick what belongs to them. The district planner has that capacity, please. So, having gotten the SPEAR, you have to go into Parish Action Planning using the SPEAR. What is the first step? The sub-county chief issues what we call a planning call circular. A parish planning call circular to all the parish development committees through the parish chief, of course. This is in line with the simplified parish action planning guidelines from NPA. Those who haven't seen them, you're still behind. So, that planning call circular, well, we give an example, but we shall share. But briefly, this one, it specifies the detail. It gives the procedure to be followed during planning, the stakeholders involved, the roles and responsibilities of each stakeholder, and the timelines. By which date are you supposed to have submitted this plan? Are we together? So it acts as a trigger to begin planning at the parish level. Then next, the PDC, there are PDC preparatory meetings. The PDC, the Parish Development Committee of how many people? 7, eh? There are 7. Where the parish chief is the secretary. They have to sit and make a plan and say, now you guys, the sub-county chief or the town clerk has written to us. We have to begin planning. Okay, so what are we going to do? Let us make a schedule. How are we going to move from one village to another? When should we go there? Which stakeholders are involved? We are making transit walks. Where should we pass? Which agenda shall we follow during the village meetings? You prepare in advance as the parish Development Committee. And make sure you document everything. Next are village consultative meetings and peer discussions. You go to the villages, the parish chief presents the other spear which was prepared in advance. And even during the PDC preparatory meetings, the parish chiefs discuss the spear with the entire PDC so that they are in consonance, they are at par